Hello and welcome to the demo video on configuring high availability for SnapCenter using external load balancer. With SnapCenter centrally managing data protection for enterprise applications, it is a good practice to configure high availability to avoid single node failure, as all the schedules are dependent on services running on SnapCenter server. So, SnapCenter 4.3 added a feature to configure high availability by leveraging F5 load balancer. In this case, the user would connect to a virtual name or IP address, and the load balancer will route the connections to the SnapCenter server, which is running an active MySQL database instance. In an event, if the primary node crashes, then the replica node automatically takes over and the SnapCenter will continue to run. So let's look at the demo how to configure high availability for SnapCenter leveraging the F5 load balancer. Two separate standalone SnapCenter are installed on Windows Server. Connect to the node 1 and check the server configuration. Now we go to F5 configuration page. For this demo, connection pool is already created in F5 outside of SnapCenter setup, and the IP address of SnapCenter nodes are added to it. Check the virtual IP address assigned for this HA setup. Now go back to the Node 1 PowerShell interface and configure Node 1 as a part of a cluster group. Check the status of the job from the PowerShell interface, or the same can be validated from SnapCenter Server Monitor tab. SnapCenter Monitor tab shows the step-by-step detail of the setup. Next, check the status of availability settings from Node 1. Node 1 is added, but the replica copy of MySQL database does not exist. Now add second node to HA configuration. Validate the setup from SE Monitor tab. Now check the overall HA status. You see the current virtual server name assigned to this configuration, the SE nodes that are added to this cluster group, the current active server, and the overall replication status. On completion of HA setup, you can connect to the SnapCenter server using the virtual IP address. Let's say some hosts are added to the SnapCenter and it is performing backup as per schedule. SnapCenter is active on node 2. Due to some reason, SnapCenter node 2 had to be shut down. SnapCenter MySQL database is failed over to another node, and the same can be validated from the PowerShell commandlet. User can also validate from the SnapCenter monitoring tab. SnapCenter workflow continues as usual, and user can continue to connect to SnapCenter server. Check out more about configuring the high availability for SnapCenter from following resources. Thanks for watching the demo.